Everybody's going crazy.
Good afternoon, girls. How are you all?
Good afternoon, Miss. Alhamdulillah.
Before starting my class, I want to remind you, please clear your school fees. Otherwise, from Sunday, you are not allowed to enter the class. I hope you understood. And grade 10, that as you did not take that statement of entry, that procedure also not done. So maybe most of you have to clear till January, February, March. Till March, you have to pay. So settle this matter. To run the school smoothly. Please, as a request to you all, talk with your parent. And within this weekend, if you are not clear your school tuition fees, then from Sunday onwards, there is a rules that the one who didn't pay, they are not going to enter the virtual classes. So girls, this is the notice which we got from the school. I have to deliver to you all. Now let's start our class. Before starting the class, I want to tell you that a few things. Anika, you told me about the question, right? The one we did yesterday, the planning question, you can write. What could happen, Anika, if this question comes to your paper 6, real paper 6 exam, after explaining 4 times also, it is not clear to you? What was the problem?
I don't know, Miss. I literally remembered everything what you said, but then I didn't do it right away after I disconnected.
In this question, they're asking vitamin C vegetable will break breakdown when you are cooking at high temperature. Now they're telling you plan an investigation to determine the effect of temperature on vitamin C content of the vegetable. So what you are going to do? So as they're asking you different temperature, you will use 3 different temperature. And they told vegetables. So you have to take vegetables, you add water, blend it, and stir it to get the juice, vegetable juice extract. Then you will take 3 conical flasks, 25 cubic centimeter, equal amount of vegetable juice extract you will keep, and then 1 cubic centimeter starch solution. Then set up into 3 different temperature by using thermostatically controlled water bath. Then take a syringe, 10 cubic centimeter syringe, 3 syringes, fill with the iodine solution. Drop by drop add, and then stir with the glass rod until the blue-black color has come. The more amount of...
Miss, I've already used starch solution.
Yes, starch and iodine solution. Check page number 1. It's written over there. It's clear. Okay. Then compare the result. That's it. So this planning question format you have to understand. Yeah, really it was if you didn't practice, it will be hard for you. But 1 or 2 times, if you understand this process, it's okay. So girls, we're going to start our class.
I don't know, when I sat after Maghrib, I just went blank. I'm really sorry.
Maybe that for this quarantine effect, everyone is nowadays same problem. Sometimes I never forgot the things. Nowadays, I also start forgetting different things. So quarantine effect maybe. Anyway, and Nihat did not come. I don't know, girls, that this is our today's variant, right? 43?
Yes, miss.
This is the first question. Nihat didn't join yet, but she was telling me yesterday that girls, my dear grade 10 girls, are not ready for the exam. Exam means the class test, right? As we're taking online class, the test I will be taking here, this is regular, just like a class test. And I don't know, they are, some of them giving me a message that I am not supposed to take any class test right now. I can't understand from where did you get this information, girls? This is regular class.
I don't know anything about it.
In school, every month I used to take the class test, right? 1 or 2, right?
Yes, yes, miss.
So this is also thing that school is going on, but as that due to the present situation, physically we are not present in the school, but you are in the school. We all are doing school class. So I have completed, this is the 4th week of online classes. So according to the schedule, within a month I have to take 1 test. So this is the normal test. Inform all the girls. I don't know, they might think about that Cambridge test and all. No, this is not that test. This is a simple class test. And I'm taking this test for grade 8 also, grade 9 also, grade 10 also, regular test. And if you know that grade 10 boys, they are giving almost every they're giving test. Even they have given 1 test, 50 marks test also they're giving. So this is regular test, because grade 10, the more tests we will take, the more preparation that you will take, and your preparation will be good. So I don't know why the students are telling that teachers are not supposed to take any test for the evidence. This is not for the evidence test. This is class test to improve yourself. Okay, I hope that I could make it clear to you all, right? Girls, understood? Hello?
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
So I don't know that why they are worried about this test. This is simple test for your improvement. Now look at this diagram. By looking this, here is structure, you can understand ciliated cell, right? And look this, that picture A and E, B, C, D. So in this question, the open space, just a minute.
Miss?
Yes, miss.
Miss, which paper is it?
This is, I gave yesterday. This is actually, I'll tell you, wait. This is for October number 17, variant 4.3. Do you have this paper? October number 14. October number, that's 17, variant 4.3. Now, the open C, that the past paper, especially the 4.3 variant I'm discussing, and because I know most of you didn't do it, so it will be good for you if you're solving right now. Girls, still you are in grade 10. Your exam, if you could give the exam also, your exam could be next month till July, 2nd July, your exam date. So you have to continue the class.
Yes, miss.
Okay, so, and you have to be that updated, because forget everything. You have to understand one thing, girls, that is A-level is the continuation of this O-level. Do you know this? If you get start A-level, the books and all, you'll be seeing that the things you have learned in O-level, the extended part you have to learn in A-level. So if your O-level knowledge is not clear, you will be the stuck over there. So my request, forget about other thing. You have to prepare yourself. Okay, so this is the reason regular class test is very important. Don't think this and that. Okay, your teacher told there will be a test. Listen to your teacher, study, and only the 10th chapter. That is very small chapter. And maybe exam paper also will not make so hard to give you more hard time. Just to stuck my student with the studies. That is our aim. And you know, this is not bad, right? We need, you people should prepare properly so that you can do well in your A-levels, right? O-level now is hanging. We don't know what could happen. What is in your, is totally by your luck. Now I left this all. Now, the open space at the center of the trachea is labeled A. Look, this is the trachea, the hollow space, right? And air travels into and out of the trachea through this is open space. Yes, state a gas that is higher concentration in expired
Carbon dioxide.
Excellent.
Carbon dioxide.
Or you can write water vapor also. Both are correct. Now, next question. Describe and explain the functions of the structure or the substance level B to E. So B is what? B is ciliated cell, right? Cilia. These are cilia. So you know the function of the cilia. The cilia that waft and move the rhythmic way to move up the mucus out of the trachea.
Yes, miss.
Right? Out of the trachea. And look at C and D. Both actually goblet cell, right? One is the top part, one is the bottom part. So C and D are goblet cells, which secrete mucus, which trap the dust, germs, and the pathogen from the airways. And ciliated cell bit in a rhythmic way to move this stream of mucus upward and out of the trachea. This function is inside the nodes. You know this thing. Now look at E. This is cartilage, right? Because as the A is the hollow part of the trachea, it means this half bent, half circle, right? This is the cartilage of the trachea, right? So this cartilage, which keeps the trachea open every time and prevent collapsing. And one more point you can write, C, B, C, D. This thing, the three parts, the cilia and the mucus or that goblet cell, also prevent infection. Understood, girls? Now, that this is the first page, and the question, 4-number question, B, C, D, you can easily understand. And so B, ciliated cell function will give, C and D, goblet cell function will give, E, that cartilage. Now we will be moving on question number C, page number 3. Now, remember what happened when you inspire. Girls, you breathe in. When you breathe in, what happened? The rib cage will move upward, outward, right?
Upwards and outward. Yes.
And when it will move upward and outward, the space inside your thorax will increase. And when the space increase, the pressure decrease, right? So according to that, tell which one is the first letter?
T. No.
It's supposed to be T at first, but T isn't somewhere between.
The rib cage.
The rib cage moves upwards and outwards is the first one.
And then pressure in the thorax decreases.
Pressure in the thorax decreases.
Air entered the nose. And when the air will enter through the nose, after that, air will travel through the larynx. From nose, then larynx.
Then trachea.
Then Q.
Q.
It's trachea, and then
and finally alveoli. Got it?
Yes.
Now, suggest why alveoli have thin wall to facilitate the gas
for effective gas exchange.
Why? Because short distance that increases the faster the diffusion of CO2 and O2, right? To facilitate gas exchange. Short distance, faster the diffusion of carbon dioxide and oxygen. Now, next question. Again, sickle cell anemia is a disease that reduces the delivery of oxygen to tissue. Explain why. This answer is direct from the notes. See, I told you that a person with sickle cell disease has inherited both recessive allele, HBS, for defective hemoglobin, right? This abnormal or the rigid hemoglobin carries less oxygen than normal hemoglobin and causes severe anemia. Fewer red blood cells will be in the blood, and RBC will be sickle shape, which sometimes it may stick together to block the capillaries, which causes severe pain. All the points are in the notes. Again, I'm telling, a person with sickle cell disease has inherited both recessive alleles. Bracket, you can write HBS for defective hemoglobin. Abnormal or rigid hemoglobin carries less oxygen than normal hemoglobin and causes severe anemia. Fewer red blood cells will be in the blood, and RBC becomes sickle-shaped. This stick together and block blood vessels, which causes severe pain. This is the answer of question number D. So question number 1, we have finished. Now we need to go. We're going to start question number 2. A group of students investigated the effect of exercise on their heart rate. So they have measured 3 things. Their heartbeat rate before exercise, immediately after running 1 kilometer, and 1 minute after running 1 kilometer. By reading these 3 points, you can understand what could be their heartbeat rate differences, right? Before exercise, it will be less. Immediately, it will be more. And after 1 minute, it will be less, but more than before exercise, right? Now they're asking, before doing the investigation, they wrote a hypothesis. The way we can conclude the 3 points, they also wrote one hypothesis. Now, they are asking you to write a hypothesis for this investigation. So same way, the one I told you, exercise will increase breathing rate from the resting rate, right? And immediately after running 1 kilometer, heartbeat will remain very high. And slowly it start decreasing. Understood? The 3 points they have given, these 3 points you have to write. The student measured their pulse rate. This is an indicator of their heartbeat rate. Describe how a student could measure their pulse. How to measure the pulse. One process
using a stethoscope.
That with the stethoscope they will make the pulse rate.
It's just
one thing I told you in the note. You have only 1 point. That is,
Yes, miss.
gently press the tip of the finger on the wrist or neck against the artery and count the number of beats for 1 minute. That is manual. There is a machine also, right? There is a special type of the stethoutometer is not wrong, because nowadays that machines are like that, which they are measuring the pulse rate also, digital one. But that is correct or wrong, doctors are not accepting this. They are telling digital that pressure machine, which is giving you pressure and the pulse rate, everything, right? All data together. Nowadays, you know that watch also like that. So, but doctors told that the one we are doing manually, that is more accurate. So there is one more machine, girls, that is they conduct one sensor with the skin or use a heart rate monitor. They have a special device, we call it heart rate monitor. So we'll not go for this all type of devices, which is not 100% accurate. And you know that even the stethoscope also, there are some with the manual one. Someone is showing that in our school, they're using one big one, right? They told this is very good and accurate also. So girls, that the one you have in the notes, you will give it, gently press the tip of the finger on the wrist or the neck and count the number of beats for 1 minute. And another one you can write, use heart rate monitor. That's it. And next question. In another investigation, a doctor tested some of her patients to determine the effect of exercise on coronary heart disease. Coronary heart disease is caused by a blockage in coronary artery. Describe the effect on the heart of a blockage in coronary artery. Now, coronary heart disease, this is caused by the blocked artery. That is true. So, if the artery become blocked, describe the effect on the heart of the blockage in coronary artery. Because you know our heart is working in a rhythmic way, and continuously it is working. From before your birth, your heart starts working, okay, and until your death, it is going to work. So your heart muscle need continuous supply of that food and oxygen. So if one artery is blocked, that part of your heart muscle will not get sufficient amount of food and oxygen that they need to provide energy for their rhythmic function. If that muscles are not getting this food and oxygen, they will not get the energy they need for their function. If this one part is not getting energy, they will stop working. Then other part of the heart, because they are connected together, that will also not working. So whole heart will collapse. That we call cardiac arrest. So what you're going to write the answer in this question. Lack of blood supply, as the block is coronary, right? So lack of blood supply causes less oxygen and glucose to supply to the heart muscle tissue, right? Less or no aerobic respiration, so heart muscle tissue cannot contract due to lack of energy, and which causes that cardiac arrest. So this, that if you understand, you can write this answer by yourself. And there is the big 1 pages they have given. Now we need to read it carefully to understand. The doctor divided her coronary heart disease patient randomly into 2 equal groups. Randomly, there is no criteria about separated into 2 equal groups. So doctor has divided that all the cardiac patient into 2 groups. So each group was given different instruction. Group A, patient were given daily exercise with a plan. And the group B, the doctor told them to do the exercise according to their own plan. Doctor did not provide any specific plan for the patient in group B, but doctor told to do exercise, whatever that you feel good for you. But group A, doctor gave a planned exercise. The doctor measured the heartbeat rate and the short way they wrote HR to each patient immediately after doing exercise, and again 1 minute later. She calculated their heart rate recovery using this formula. What is that recovery formula? Heartbeat rate immediately after the exercise, then they will minus after 1 minute exercise. This is the heart rate recovery. Okay, fine. She then calculated the average heartbeat recovery for this 2 group of patients. the doctor repeated this measurement after 3 months and after 6 months. So this calculation of the, maybe that for 1 month they have taken this data and they have taken plotted a graph. Look here, look at this, that there is one group A and the black one is group B. So I told you group A was the group which was given planned exercise. Group B was the group which was not given planned exercise. So look, that first month, at the 0 month, both are the data, average heartbeat recovery was same. But after 3 months, look, the group B, the recovery rate has increased than group A. And then after 6 months, there is significant differences between these two groups. It shows that planned exercise are working properly. Understood, girls?
Yes,
Explanation of this data, if it is clear, now we will be moving on the next phase. What is the question? Yalla, 6 mark. They're asking you describe and explain the effect of exercise on the average heart rate recovery of coronary heart disease patient in group A and group B. So there are 2 points. Describe and explain, and there are 2 groups. So you will describe, explain for group A, describe, explain for group B. Now use data to support your answer. You understood the question, right? Now go back to the data, otherwise you will not be able to complete this question. So let's start. Describe and explain. First, I will describe. Girls, everyone check the graph. There was difference between group, there was no difference between the group A and B at 0 month. The average heart rate recovery in group A increases and group B increases and then decreases, right? Look at the data. Group A increases, the recovery rate for group A increases, but the recovery rate group B first increases, then decreases. Okay, so I'm using the data. At 3 months, there was a little differences between group A, and the heart recovery rate was 22 BPM for A, and for group B, it was 24 BPM. At 6 months, the differences become more. Heart recovery rate, you can write HRR, short form, because they wrote like that. HRR in group A was 29 BPM, and for group B, it was 21 BPM. Now, my data I have given. So description has over. Now I will explain. So describe A and B has completed. Now I will explain. Because regular exercise improves fitness. It is strengthen heart muscle because patient may stick to given plan better than their own plan. It reduces anaerobic respiration. Given plan has long-term effect and may have better design to improve HRR. It means heart recovery rate than without given plan. Understood? Any question for this 6 mark big question, girls? Data is clear to you all, right? You can write there was no difference between group A and B in the 0 month. The average heart rate recovery in group A increases and group B increases then decreases. At 3 months, there was less difference. In group A was 22 BPM, the heart recovery rate, and group B was 24. But at 6 months, the differences become more. Heart recovery rate for group A was 29 BPM, group B was 21. Because regular exercise improves fitness, it strengthens heart muscle because patient may stick to given plan better than their own plan. It reduces anaerobic respiration, and given plan has long-term effect and may have better design to improve heart rate recovery than without given plan. So this is the answer of this question. Now, that girls, I need the feedback from you all. Hello, everyone. Any question regarding this, girls?
No, miss, it's just explaining the data.
Just data you will describe and then explain that given plan. Of course, it is better, right? The given plan has long-term effect. It reduces anaerobic respiration. It makes the heart muscle strong, strengthen it. So that given plan, the people, those who have given plan, their heart rate recovery is that higher than the patient with their own plan. That's it.
Yes, miss.
Exercise may reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. State one other possible way of reducing the risk of developing coronary heart disease?
Taking balanced diet.
Taking a balanced diet.
Excellent. Taking balanced diet or stop smoking, right?
Or stop taking alcohol.
Yes, alcohol also. But do you know there is one more thing now? Right now, we all are having this problem, that is reduce the stress on your life. But do you think we are in that condition that our stress will be? I don't know that yesterday I wrote that in Saudi Arabia, 4 Bangladeshi, they have died in their own room, and this is their, what can I say? Heart failure, right?
The problem is they can't even understand that they're getting coronavirus because we're all locked down and we can't even go to hospitals.
No, coronavirus, if anyone is having, they will get the symptom. The symptoms will tell you. But, and you know, in the hospital also you are going.
That too means people who are like, aware of these things and who are like kind of related to all these updates and all. But people who don't even know, like,
better, that's why, one of my relative, I told you, now doctor advised her not to see the update of this virus affected country, these all, the death rate and all. They told that you should come out from the social media and the TV news, because she is so
that causes,
stressed, she becomes sick. And it's really inhuman, like a cricket scoreboard. Yesterday I was I was fasting before iftar. I saw the data, and after iftar maybe I was doing some work, and I went for the Isha prayer and all that, in between 3 hours maybe. Then after 3 years, when I came, maybe 800 or 1,000 people added in the death rate, and infected maybe the 10,000. What is this? And after that you will feel shivering on your that hands. Really,
this all just gives stress.
Really
even if you don't die out of coronavirus, you'll die out of stress.
So stress is another very important thing we should minimize, otherwise it will direct effect on your heart. And that heart, that CHD, one of the important reason is the stress. It continues giving you pressure on the heart, and your heart couldn't work properly. So girls, let's start question number 3. Apple scab is a disease that infects apple tree. This shows the apples from uninfected and the infected apple tree. Look the picture. Uninfected apple tree gives a very good texture of this apple, and infected apple tree, look at this apple condition. There is a gene. There is a gene that determines whether or not apple trees are resistant to apple scab disease. There are 2 alleles for this. One, the disease resistant is capital R, not disease resistant small r. So that you can understand the capital R, that is the dominant by uppercase letter. So the gene and alleles are made of what?
DNA.
Thank you. Now, next question. I will go next question. Now, girls, look. A farmer wanted to do a test cross to identify the genotype of disease. Just a minute. Okay. So here they are asking you, the farmer wanted to do a test cross to identify the genotype of disease-resistant apple trees. This would tell him whether his trees were either homozygous dominant or heterozygous. Determine the phenotype of the offspring if the known parent apple tree was heterozygous. Now, girls, you need to understand test cross. I told you test cross means heterozygous. When heterozygous offspring will cross the recessive parent, this is called test cross, right?
So it's
So test cross, I told you, this is the rules. The 3 rules of this inheritance, I told, when homozygous dominant and homozygous recessive, they are crossing, 100% heterozygous offspring will come. When 2 heterozygous offspring are crosses, they will give you 3:1 ratio. When a test cross you are doing, you will get 1:1 ratio. Means heterozygous offspring with the recessive that parents. I will show you this with the whiteboard. Now let's see the whiteboard. So here the heterozygous, that is if that disease resistant is capital R, and then non-disease resistant is a small r. And I told you this is test cross. Again, you start drawing. Now, capital R, small r. This is resistant, right? This is disease resistant, multiply, not disease resistant, smaller, smaller. This is the test cross. Now, we will draw the genetic, that this I didn't do, okay. I need to do it first. Just a minute.
One alone, yes.
No, I need to write the gamete first, right?
Yes, sir.
Small r, and here will be the more gametes are here. So here will be also 2 gametes, small r. Look, we are going to do this process. Small r, one more is here. Hey, girls, naughty girls, they're drawing here. I couldn't write properly, and you start drawing here. Stuff to draw here.
Teacher?
Miss, why didn't you disable this thing? Like disable us.
Now, this is our now you are not in front of me. Otherwise, I could really give you punishment for this reason. Now, listen. What we are going to do, I tried to show you this. Now I will draw this. This one will come with this one, right?
Yes, miss.
And again, this one will come with this one.
That one.
See, I told you 1:1 ratio, and you will be seeing test cross always gives you 1:1 ratio. And you will see that after the cross, the same result. Already, I hope you understood. Now I will test. Text will be here.
It's the same thing coming out.
So this will be capital R, small r, and then here it will be capital R, small r, and here it will be small r, and again end of this small r. One more r is missing here. Now let's see. So are you getting now 1:1 ratio? So yes, this is the answer. So I'll stop sharing this and let's start this question. Look, so the disease resistant and the crosses of the spring genotype, capital R smaller and smaller. So 1:1 ratio, and the phenotype will be disease resistant and not resistant. So 5 out of 5. Now next question. The farmer wanted to breed disease resistant apple tree. It means that capital R1, right? He decided not to use heterozygous disease-resistant apple tree in his selective breeding program. Explain why. See, if heterozygous parent the farmers are choosing, there is a chance of 25% will be that not disease-resistant, right? If the 2 heterozygous offspring has been crossed, then 25% recessive characteristics will come. So that's the reason farmers don't want to take any heterozygous disease-resistant apple tree. He wants to take homozygous dominant. So all the offspring will have the same characteristics. So what will be your answer? That heterozygous parent plant will carry the non-disease-resistant allele or small r. So during selective breeding program, some of the spring would be non-resistant or homozygous recessive or smaller. Farmer will have less profit by using heterozygous disease-resistant apple tree. That's why they don't want to use heterozygous. Understood? Again, I'm telling heterozygous. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No, like, would you mind giving this answer?
Yeah, sure. Heterozygous parent plant will carry the heterozygous parent plant will carry the non-disease resistant allele non-disease resistant allele bracket small r full stop. Close the bracket, full stop. So during selective breeding program, some offspring would be not resistant or homologous recessive. Homozygous, not homologous. Or homozygous recessive, not homologous. Or homozygous recessive, bracket smaller, smaller, close the bracket, full stop. Farmer will have less profit by using heterozygous disease-resistant apple trees. Understood?
Yes, miss.
Okay. So farmer will have less profit by using heterozygous disease-resistant apple trees. Okay, girls, I have less than 1 minute.
Yes.
From this page, I'm going to start by, I need to end the meeting. I will give you the link again. So come back.
Okay.
Good afternoon, girls. All of you are
Good
there.
afternoon.
Let's start. This is our second session. And we have solved few questions and we were going to solve this pages now. Page number 10. This page number 10, the farmer wanted to be sure that only the selected disease-resistant apple trees would reproduce. Suggest what the farmer could do to ensure that only the selected apple trees were pollinated. What they are going to do? 1 point, girls. They can they can use this. What they can do by painting pollen grain onto that selected trees. You understand?
Using a paintbrush.
Paintbrush, right?
Yeah.
By using the brush, by using paintbrush, the pollen, they can put the pollen onto the selected trees.
The pollen grain.
Or they can isolate the unselected trees and cover their flower. The naturally it will occur, right? If the farmers do not select, they can cover their flower. That also they can do. 1 point. It's okay. Describe how artificial selection differs from natural selection. Just direct.
Natural selection, the selection is selected by environment.
Actually, natural selection happens naturally. But artificial selection is human choice. There is no environmental pressure for this artificial selection, girls. So artificial selection bring the changes faster than natural selection because it is human-made, right? And artificial selection has less diversity or variation than the natural selection. Even artificial selection organism has a chance of risk of becoming extinct. But natural selection, it never happens. So this is the answer you will get from the notes. So we will start question number. Next question. So this question, the Canadian government were concerned about overfishing at the Grand Banks in the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, as a result, commercial fish stock were monitored from 2002 until 2030. The population data for the 4 species of the fish are shown. Look, species K, species L, species M, and species N. The data they have given. Okay, what is the question? The first question, state the most abundant fish species in 2002. Look, now you need to check. K, it is not, because 2002 is very less. And look at L, 2002, and M, 2002, L. So it is M, right?
Yes.
So the species M suggests the fish species. Next question. Suggests the fish species that had the most carefully controlled fishing code between 2002 to 2013. Give a reason for your choice.
It's
2002 to 2013.
Species M again, right?
Which is that look. Look K, it will not be the answer. 2002 to 2013, the species all, if you monitor carefully, number of the fish will be high. Look, that L is, you can say L, M you can't say. Look, 2002 to 2013, the number is decreases a lot. Even N also up and down. So the answer is L. Why?
L.
Fish is L, because the number of fish
they have maintained
high.
the
number of fish was high and stable. Now, the next question, calculate the percentage increase in species N from 2002 to 2003. Girls, species N. Look, 2002, look at the cursor. 2002, what was it? 500.
2002, it was 500.
And then 2003, it was 2000. So what will be your answer if I'm showing you this calculation in the whiteboard?
2000 minus 500 by 2000 multiplied by 100, right?
So in this text, 2000 minus
500.
500. Okay.
Divided by
that divided by 500. Okay. So what is the result? Then you have to multiply. You have to multiply with 100. And your result is 300.
Answer is 300.
Yes, answer is 300. So this is the answer. So now that I will come back to our question paper again. So we have saw this percentage increase, and now next question, overfishing is a possible reason for the disease of the population of species M between 2002 and 2003. State 2 other reasons that could have causes this decrease. What could be the other reason, girls? I gave you a reason, right?
Pollution.
Pollution, okay.
Overfishing.
Overfishing, they have given.
Right? Lack of food, girls.
Yeah, lack of food.
Pollution like eutrophication, rubbish.
Yes.
Habitat loss, climate change. Okay. And then introduction of the new species or increase the predation. Diseases, lack of food, any 2 you can give.
Okay.
Look, this is the net. Overfishing can be reduced by having large holes in fishing nets. Then if you're using this the net with the...
Will we be able to catch any fish?
Small fish will come out. It will not stuck. Look at the fishing net with small hole. So the small fish will stuck over there. Maybe you don't need it, right? That when I was small, I have seen the net they're using to catch the fish. So when they have caught the fishes, many small fishes were stuck over the small holes of the net, and they're just throwing. So it means that this is small fish, if you could throw in the water, they will be big once a time, right? You can use them later. So that's why that government always encourage the fisherman to use the net which has large hole, so that you can catch only the big fish, not the small fish. Because all the small fish, if you have destroyed, then what you are going to get in tomorrow, right? Suggest how control the size of the hole in fishing net helps reduce fish. This is the way.
Because, yeah.
Larger hole allow more small or the immature fish to pass through, right? So that you can catch the large fish only. Small fish will come out. Now, girls, this question, again, I need to tell. Describe and explain how method other than fishing net hole size could help to prevent overfishing.
Sure quota system, and then have zone for fishes.
Quota system,
No take
impose
zone.
quota system, exclusion of the zone, captive breeding, restocking, education, stop unauthorized fishing. There are so many points, total 9 points I can remember I have given to you all.
The time for fishing. So
now, yes, time. That next question. This is a very interesting question. This show a part of the foodway in the Grand Bank, this Canadian River. Cod, look at the cod. This is the small, that is part of the foodway. The cod, look at the prey and predator relationship of the cod. Cod is a species of fish that almost been extinct in the Grand Bank due to overfishing. Suggest how the extinction of cod could affect this food web. Now, one by one, I will tell. This is 4 marks question. So you have to possible all explanation you have to give. See, if codfish become extinct, guillemot, gull, sea, and squid fish will reduce their number due to lack of food. Got it, girls?
Yes,
Again,
yes.
answer. If look at the food web, girls. If codfish become extinct, guillemot, gull, seal, and squid fish will reduce their number due to lack of food.
Yes.
Right? And increase competition for their food, right? They will start fighting each other to get the food because resources are less. If the resources less means it will increase competition. So you understood this point. Second point, guillemots and gull may become extinct as there is no alternative.
They have no other
For them. This too, there is no alternative food sources. So they could get extinct. Zooplankton might increase because of less cod predation.
And phytoplankton will have a lot of benefit from this.
Phytoplankton decrease because zooplankton increase and take them as their food. Understood? The whole, that's why I told you, if one organism is affected, it will affect the whole ecosystem. This is the small part you just seeing from this question. And zooplankton might decrease also due to the more squid predation, because squid, there is no other food, no cod, so squid will eat only zooplankton. This is one part I told. Another part is the zooplankton might decrease due to more squid predation or stay same because of balance squid and cod predation. If zooplankton decrease, phytoplankton will increase. Clear? So this kind of food web picture, I don't think so it will be hard for you. Again, I'm telling the overall answer, you just check for the last time. If codfish become extinct, guillemot, gull, seal, and squid fish will reduce their number due to lack of food and increase competition for their food. Guillemots and gull may become extinct as there is no alternative food sources for them. Zooplankton might increase because of less cod predation. Phytoplankton decrease because zooplankton increase and take them as their food. Zooplankton might decrease due to more squid predation or stay same because of balance squid and cod predation. If zooplankton decrease, phytoplankton will increase. Clear, girls? And if you're writing the answer like that, you will get 4 out of 4. See, they have given almost the full page for this answer. It means you have to explain completely. Now, next question. Define the term sustainable development. Sustainable development means the development providing the need for the increasing human population without harming the environment. Right? Next question. The kingdom of fungi contains a great diversity of organisms, including yeast, molds, and mushrooms. Like plants, This fungus also contain nucleus and mitochondria. Function. See, so many things they're asking, but the question is functions of mitochondria. So it releases
energy.
And make ATP, right? Adenosine triphosphate. Or you can write it releases energy and also that releases enzyme for aerobic respiration. 2 points.
Okay.
And also store energy, right? State 2 characteristics of fungi that are used to distinguish them from the plants. Differences between fungus and plant. See,
they have no chlorophyll.
Right?
They do not have chlorophyll, yes.
But plants have.
And then they reproduce through spores.
Fungus has hyphae or mycelium. Plants do not have. Spore, you know that fern, they are also producing spores. So that's the reason we'll not write about that. So that fungus have mycelium, hyphae, the plants do not have this. Next question. See that after explaining this question, you will feel to make pizza. Yeast is a single cell fungus that is used to bread making. Explain why yeast is used for bread making. These are also I need to explain this, right?
No, we have in the notes. We can write it directly from the notes.
Yeah, that biotechnology notes directly. You will just make sure that think how you are making the dough for pizza. You will add yeast with the liquid warm water, and then you will make the dough properly, keep them in a certain temperature. The dough will be fluffy, rises. These all. I don't want to explain this.
Miss, you will write the process?
Yes, that shortly. That biotechnology, the notes I have given, there are lots of points. No need to give all the points. Summarize. The answer will because 3 marks. Describe how penicillium is used to make antibiotic penicillin. The fermented question, but make it short.
Okay.
Your biotechnology fermented question, the penicillin extraction, these all that, but make it short. Explain why antibiotics can be used to treat bacterial infection but not viral infection. Is this universal question and universal answer? Everybody knows antibiotic can destroy cell wall and virus do not have cell wall. That's why antibiotic couldn't kill this viral infection. Otherwise, this COVID-19 could destroy, right? No medicine for it. Some fungus are human pathogens. Describe how human body prevent pathogens from entering. See that barrier. Can you remember the mechanical and chemical barrier? So that barrier is right. That human body has some mechanical barrier like tears, which is lysozyme to kill the germs. Mucus, stomach acid. Okay. Some physical area like dead layer of the cell of the skin, the air wasp, hair in the nose, forming scab. These are all that prevent thus entering. No, it's not like that after entering what happened. Okay, so the things you will tell about your skin, about your nose hair, about mucus, about tear. Okay, so and these all are that prevent the pathogen from entering. But stomach acid, this you need to write because they're after entering. So no need to write that. Next question. This is the flow chart of some of the events that occur to maintain a constant body temperature. Body temperature rises, body temperature, the temperature receptor detects the stimulus. The central nervous system receives an impulse and sends the impulse on. Sweat gland respond, blood vessel respond, here erector muscle respond, body temperature falls to a set level. The homeostasis question, right? So what is X and what is Y, girls? So when the temperature
detect, yes, it's sensory neuron and then Y is motor neuron.
Excellent. So you can understand these all. Now that state the name of the one effector. What could be the effector of this picture? Sweat gland, right?
What is it?
Blood vessel.
Yes.
See that.
Blood vessel.
Look at this. After
hair erector muscles can be.
Yes, hair erector muscles also you can write.
Anyone from the.
Anyone from this tree. This could be the effector. And what is the name of this mechanism? Negative feedback.
Homeostasis?
Negative feedback.
Feedback. Yeah, negative feedback. Now, this all the question I told. Describe how shunt vessel in the skin function to help cool the body when the body temperature high. You know, the shunt vessel constrict. and redirect more blood flow to the skin capillaries. And after that, you'll write the vasodilation. It also causes vasodilation of the arterioles, so heat losses from the blood to help to cool down the body. Just one line, you will add the shunt vessel constrict more, so more blood flow through the skin capillaries. It also causes vasodilation. Now, describe how sweat glands and the hair erector muscle function in the mammals when external environment is hot. You know this answer, right? This is from the note.
Yes, miss.
Need to write when environment is hot. Suggest an advantage of using neuron rather than hormone. See, the responses in neurons are
Quick change.
right?
Quick
And
change.
yes, quick. Then hormone.
Immediate action.
Immediate action you can carry it out with the neuron rather than the hormone. That's it. And leads to hormone that involves in homeostasis two other hormone, girls. Any two?
Insulin. Oh, it's adrenaline and glucagon.
Glucagon, insulin, ADH, antidiuretic hormone, which is controlling water level in your blood. So girls, this is our today's class. I am requesting you all again to clear your school fees. Otherwise, from Sunday, you are not allowed to enter any class. So please settle this matter. I'm requesting through you to your parents. Otherwise, from Sunday, no one, not only grade 10, every grade, no one can enter the class. Please settle this matter within this weekend. Thank you, girls. Have a nice weekend. And don't stop.
You too.
Carry on, right?
Yes, yes.
One thing, remember, girls, you need a report card. Forget about these all. You need a transcript, right, for your higher grades, for your university to get the scholarship and all. And so you have to give one final term. No matter when it will be, that we don't know. Okay, thank you, girls. Bye.
Oh, so even though getting the IGS result, we're going to give a school exam?
Well, for the transcript.
Okay, miss.
Okay, thank you, girls, and bye.
Thank you, miss.
Bye.
Bye. Assalamu alaikum.
Salam.